Stuff to talk about, obviously. Packers training camp still underway. Brewers and Cubs begins today at AmFam Field. Oh, by the way, just the top two teams in the division who should be battling. Well, maybe not should be.
In the league.
Might be
in the
battling.
National League.
Might be battling the rest of the summer. And we're like, all right, here's where we're going to go. We got this. We're going to talk about this. This is how we feel strongly about this. And then Joshy goes, hold up, wait a minute. And I guess we're going to let him cook.
I have no idea what
Joshy,
he's going to open his microphone, and I have no idea what's going to happen.
What happened between the conclusion of our production meeting at approximately 6:52 and 7:03 when we are coming to y'all live?
There was a material change in the plans here, and that is because I walked downstairs and found an envelope here. And I don't want to include, I would show it to you if I could, but there's personal information on said envelope. But it is a finely written envelope, and it has to Josh and JGC. At the top, it is addressed from a Jackie and Brady. Inside, I believe I can show this here to the camera. We got ourselves a little wedding invite to the whole Jen, Gabe, and Chewy crew here.
What?
Yes. Jackie and Brady will be celebrating their wedding coming up not far from here. It is in September, early-ish September. I don't want to give exact dates just in case people listening may want to ruin these people's big day. And it comes with a note. And I'm going to read it to my best of my knowledge. There's a little cursive going on here.
Hey, in 2025, cursive is a crapshoot, man.
Yeah. And it's...
Man, yeah, can you imagine writing in cursive and then having somebody read it?
Yeah. And we all know, we've heard me read on the radio before. It's not a strong suit of mine.
And that's when it's typed out.
Right, correct. Joshy and JJC, you don't know us, but we feel like we know you. We each listen during our separate commutes, and it's getting weird the frequency with which we reference a show during the week. We really just want to make sure that although Bruss excluded Josh, you're welcome at our own wedding. We know Chewy would never, obviously. Jen will have college football, and Gabe will be golfing. But it is open to both. So it seems like they, correctly assumed Chewy's out.
Yeah.
Jen, most likely
much like
busy.
today, by the way, Chewy is out.
Jen, most likely a Saturday in September. We know what you're going to be doing.
We just don't know where.
Right. Gabe, golfing. Fair, but you could make some arrangements.
Hey, most weddings happen when, it's starting to get dark outside.
Right.
Yeah, what about you, Joshy?
I haven't
Apparently you're just a loser.
I haven't
open.
checked my calendar yet, but at very least, Gabe and I could go golfing together during the day.
Yeah.
And then do ourselves
Make
a little
your way
wedding.
over to the nuptials? This is fantastic.
Yes.
This is going to make my week.
I knew these people were true blue JGC listeners when they got the Bruss pop in. They know that place.
Just a little drive-by.
Yeah. That place here. Yeah. That place here, no matter what. You throw one of those in, all right, I'm listening.
Yeah, exactly.
But I thought this was a fun thing, and I think Gabe and I should try and make our way there if we can.
Listen, if I'm here, if I'm back from wherever I am, I'm happy to swing by. This would be wonderful.
No, I mean, we have to. Like, I don't know if I've ever felt more A, honored, and B, obliged to go to a wedding.
It's a very good point. Those two things are that is exactly the combination of emotions that I am feeling as well. I mean, listen, there are times when I leave here in the morning and I go, well, that was a show, right? Like, Gabe, you feel the same way sometimes. You're like, well, that was a show.
You're on for 2 hours.
But to hear that there are people out there that think so fondly of what we're doing, that they want us at the biggest day, theoretically, the biggest day of their lives thus far, I'm getting a little emotional here.
I mean, the fact that they listen separately and then reference the show later when they reconvene, that's wild to me. That is wild to me. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, we got to go. I think we got to put together I know we don't have a ton, but we got to, I think we got to put together a nice little Jen, Gabe, and Chewy pack for them. Get some branded merchandise as part of the wedding gift.
We got some Jen, Gabe, and Chewy swag we can throw together. Absolutely. I want to hear from Jackie and Brady. Jackie and Brady, if you are listening this morning, or if friends of Jackie and Brady who are getting married this September, I assume in the area, send them a text. Let them know we're chatting about them. They are loyal listeners, so there's a chance they're listening. But it is a Monday, and sometimes, things get a little behind, and you don't have your normal routine. I feel that. I get that. Jackie and Brady, if you are out there this morning, give us a call. I want to hear how the conversation went. Think about it. You've planned a wedding. Mm-hmm. I've planned a wedding. When you're putting together your guest list, how does it cross your mind of oh, you know who else I'd love to have there? You know who else we should invite? Jen, Gabe, Chewy, and Joshy. I want to hear how that conversation went down. I want to hear if there was any resistance from one party or another, or if it was just it's a great idea. Let's make it happen.
I can't wait for Joshy and I to be sitting there at the dinner table and somebody, oh, do you know the bride or the groom? Really, neither. They just happen to listen to our show.
I met them about 7 minutes ago when I walked by and said congratulations.
Gave them a hug and said congrats.
Only way I knew who they were was because of the outfits, right?
Couldn't pick them out of the lineup.
Brady, here we go. All right, that's wonderful. So this is fantastic. I'm very excited about this. 800-990-3776 is the phone number. Why are you laughing?
Well, because when Joshy said, hey, I've got the open because of something that happened in the studio in which he's currently
for about
sitting.
30 seconds.
Yeah,
I checked the timestamp. Yeah. Okay, so you know how you can pull over on the text?
Uh-huh.
So I swung it over and was 6:55. Uh-huh. Again, we just left each other's presence at 6:52.
Well, I walked down here and I didn't feel my phone buzz in my pocket and Josh hey, do you see my text? No. He's I got the open. What? Okay. And usually when something like that happens, because something in there, it's typically something that KBN did, maybe in the studio, maybe something that the Sunday Karma fellas happened to do and they left some sort of mess. Getting invited to a wedding, I think is probably guess 1,000 of what Joshy was going to have to say. This is so far out of left field.
I do have some important questions here because it seems like we have there's a nice little website card here. I'm going through all the details here of the actual by the way, invites now in 2025 are so different. You don't have to mail anything back. I got a QR code here. We can put everything we would ever wanted to here. But the big thing is, and this is a thing Mussolini and I have gone back and forth with many friends, unless it's somebody I'm particularly close with, I have no interest in attending the ceremony. Are we in a spot here because the first time we're going to meet these people is the wedding day?
Correct.
I almost feel a little awkward going to the ceremony. It feels so intimate, and it feels like us chuckleheads being in the background would kind of be a little
distracting.
Right. And you don't want the bride, the groom to be walking down the aisle, big moment, and look over and be like, oh my God, there's Joshy and Gabe. Kind of feels like you're taking
this is a fair point by you. As you're saying it, I'm going, man, he nailed it again. I think we would be well within our rights as invitees to this wedding to attend the reception exclusively.
Yes.
Now, we should also, when we talk to Jackie and Brady, who I'm hoping are going to call us this morning to give us the details of how this all came about, we should also say, hey, do you want us at the ceremony?
Well, that's the thing. If we get a hold of them and we talk to them, that's now we kind of know them, and I think we then almost again.
If they
I feel obligated to do just about everything. That's the way I'm feeling right now.
They want you to give a speech.
If they want me to pick them up from the hotel and get them to the church, I'm there. Whatever you guys need me for, that's the way I'm feeling right now.
Yeah, but you're the airport guy, so this surprises nobody, right?
So
whatever you drove Jay Williams to the airport when he was here.
They do give me this piece, and this doesn't have any personal information on it, so I can share it here. And they've got it broken out into chapters, if you can see it there.
Oh, it's a bookmark.
Yes, it is. It is a bookmark.
It's kind of nice.
I think we might have some readers on our hand, right up my alley. And it gives us the information of the ceremony, the cocktail and happy hour, and then the informal dinner, dancing, and drinks. So it seems like they're making it quite easy for us to, like, I think chapter 2 to 3 would be perfect for Gabe and I.
Let me ask you guys this. What is the most peripheral, this obviously aside, you've ever attended a wedding? I think for me, it is thus far one of my husband's coworkers' weddings. Okay, so like I don't really know the person, and I certainly don't know the person's spouse or spouse to be, but my husband's coworkers' wedding, I think that's pretty standard, typical for people who are in relationships, right? But I have been invited this fall to a coworker's daughter's wedding. And Dario and I have been going back and forth because the RSVP is due, I believe, August 1. Going, are we going? Do we go? It's a travel. We'd have to travel for this wedding. It's during football season. But since it is a coworker who also covers college football, the wedding is on Sunday. It's a Sunday wedding to accommodate the college football schedule on Saturday. Again, part of our hesitation was certainly we know the gentleman whose daughter is getting married, but I have maybe met his daughter one time.
How close are you with the person whose daughter it is?
I would say of the people that I work with, closest.
Okay.
I feel like that information is key. Because again, if it was like, we kind of, and they just felt like they had to invite everybody, you know. But if you're close, I feel like you almost have to.
You've made the moms and dads best friend list. You always see those groups at weddings. Mm-hmm. There's always a contingency of those are clearly friends of the parents. I don't know how close they would be to the bride or the groom, but they're like.
Like they grew up and like you knew them while you were growing up.
It's someone who your parents will be entertained by hanging out with. Somebody to keep them busy while they're hopefully not bothering the bride and groom too much.
So let me go one layer further. The wedding that I'm speaking of right now happens to be the last day of the Brewers season. So Dario, who obviously covers local sports here, will not be able to attend.
Yeah.
So I'm flying solo here to this travel wedding of my coworker's daughter this fall. So as we were making this decision, which was over the weekend, I actually was like, can I text some of my other coworkers and see if they're attending?
That's an interesting spot.
Because you don't want to be the only one there, but you also don't want to be the only one not there.
But also, don't you run the risk of texting somebody who wasn't invited?
100%.
Huge risk.
We addressed that. We had that conversation of like, this person would have invited all of the people, right? Like, and it was a gamble, but it was a gamble that I won, thankfully. Like, I was like, I sent the text and was like, it's out there, now it's there. And then, of course, I did get confirmation that this person would also be attending, which then made it easier for me to be like, okay, all right, this will be good. I at least know.
You need a wedding buddy, especially when it goes.
Especially if I'm solo.
Yes.
Oh yeah. In this periphery of a situation, yes, you need to attach yourself to somebody.
Well, and it's not like I can just go home at some point, right?
Okay, you know.
I was here, so nice to see you. Good luck and everything, and then no, I'm out of town. So, hey, we are looking for Jackie and Brady this morning. Jackie and Brady, who sent us an invitation to their wedding. Want us to attend their wedding, which is later this September. If you know Jackie or Brady, give us a call, 800-990-3776. We'd love to hear from them and figure out how this whole thing got underway. All right, lots of stuff for us to get to this morning, and I'm sure Jackie and Brady would appreciate us pivoting here. Brewers v. Cubs. Are we allowed to call this a big series now, Gabe? Is this a big series now that we are almost in August? We'll discuss that and your Packers continuing training camp. What does Matt LaFleur think of the evolution of Jordan Love? All that and more this morning on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Starting off with a pretty good ride this morning. Westbound 94 is our biggest delay right now, heading just west of Highway 100 to the county line, and then again from about Elm Grove Road all the way to about Brookfield Road. Some delays westbound 94, so something to keep in mind if you're heading through there. Also, we've got delays along northbound 41 from just north of Swan Boulevard all the way up past North Avenue, and then again right past Burleigh up towards Capitol Drive. Southbound's a little slow just south of Appleton Avenue to Silver Spring. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, a chance for morning showers, becoming sunny, hot, very humid, a high of 90, a heat index from 100 to 105 this afternoon. And then tonight, chance for showers and storms, mostly cloudy and humid, a low of 72. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Looking for the best spot to hang out at the Wisconsin State Fair? Head to Left's Miller Lite Sports Bar and Grill on the corner of Grandstand Avenue and 2nd Street. Enjoy the best music lineup at the fair, plus crowd favorites like French onion cheese curds and meatloaf and mashed bomb pops. Join the Taste Great Less Filling contest daily at 3 p.m. to win Brewers tickets, and don't miss the Miller Lite Toast from 5:30 to 7:15. Catch 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee broadcasting live on August 4th and 5th with chances to win swag, prizes, and more. For more details, visit lefts.com, and we'll see you at Left's Miller Lite Sports Bar and Grill.
Being present and in the moment for family activities was impossible because Will Burt was so focused on the constant pain in his leg.
My wife likes to take walks. I always kind of dreaded going on walks because they hurt. The boys both play baseball. I coach their teams. I was going to do them and be in pain and be uncomfortable and kind of sacrifice my own health.
An old Achilles injury left Will coping with agonizing pain until he discovered the natural biologic treatments at QC Kinetics. No surgery or steroids. The procedure took place in the office, and Will walked right out.
I feel great. There's no pain. There's no tenderness.
Patients like Will are feeling amazing and living their best lives.
Ironically, just got off the golf course today, so I think that's a good telltale sign that the Achilles is feeling better.
Don't be in pain another day. Call QC Kinetics for your free consultation. Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Wow, a bomb by Yelich. Join the crew for an electric matchup when the Brewers host the Mets August 8th through the 10th. The weekend starts with a celebration at Cerveceros Night on Friday the 8th, featuring makers markets, music, and more. Then don't miss an all-new Christian Yelich bobblehead giveaway on Saturday the 9th, courtesy of American Family Insurance. Close out the series with Sunday matinee baseball and a limited edition Jacob Mizorowski t-shirt giveaway. Grab your tickets at Brewers.com.
With Progressive Customer Service, there are lots of ways to connect with us, so you never have to miss a second of your favorite sport. Because you'd much rather watch a ball go through a net 124 times in 48 minutes when you don't really have to pay attention until the last 2, and then somehow those 2 minutes will take an hour. You don't want to miss all that. Luckily, you can chat with Progressive on our app, online, or over the phone without missing a single one of those times the ball goes through the metal circle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
With Robinhood, not only can you trade individual stocks and ETFs, you can also seamlessly buy and sell crypto at low costs. Trade all in one place. Get started now on Robinhood. Trading crypto involves significant risk. Crypto trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Crypto LLC. Robinhood Crypto is licensed to engage in virtual currency business activity by the New York State Department of Financial Services. Crypto held through Robinhood Crypto is not FDIC insured or SIPC protected. Investing involves risk, including loss of principal. Securities trading is offered through an account with Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC, a registered broker-dealer.
You are listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Where else can you get football analysis that includes things like dropsies and pixies and interceptsies and flowy? It's flowy. The offense needs to be more flowy.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Doesn't really matter what happens the rest of the day. We got invited to two listeners' wedding, so I'm good.
I mean, so that, the longer I think about that, the fact that both of them listen, because a lot of times, like, it'll be one person, this will be fun. The fact that they both listen makes me think that we have to go. Secondly, so I went and I just looked at the wedding invitation. So not only is, like, the thing that Josh was talking about, all the steps, and they label them as chapters on a bookmark, the RSVP card is in a little pocket that you pull out, much like when you used to check out books from the library. You know, like it had the checkout card and it had all the names and when it's due back and all those sorts of things, which makes me wonder, how did a couple of intellects who love to read, very obviously, stumble upon our Dip Bleep show?
It's a great question. My obvious answer is you can't read in the car.
There's audiobooks.
Correct, exactly. You could listen to a book, but you need a break every once in a while. You can't be intellectual all the time. And that might be the best endorsement for our show. Hey, when you can't be intellectual all the time. I want to talk about the Milwaukee Brewers. This is so cool. And if we hear from Jackie and Brady this morning, it would just take this day up a whole nother notch. It's already very, very high in the annals of, in the record book.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It's already very
Annals
high.
is the word you're looking for. Annals.
As
Is
we were
that one of those words that you've read but never said out loud?
As we're talking about the intellectualism of our program, thank you very much. I want to talk about Mark Advertisements this morning because there's a lot of excitement surrounding your Milwaukee Brewers. We will talk about the series against the Cubs, which starts today at AmFam Field. Gabe, you mentioned it, top two teams, not just in the division, of course, but also in the National League. And, of course, there have been times over the last week or so that the Brewers have had the best record in baseball. Now, they dropped 2 to the Marlins this weekend, got the win yesterday. I think, Gabe, you said this was the first series they've lost since
beginning of the month.
Beginning of July. So that was a hell of a month for your Milwaukee Brew Crew. And here's what I love. We have been having conversations as we approach the trade deadline about whether or not they should go for it. Do you go all in on Eugenio Suarez? Do you go get that guy, add the bat to your lineup? And there are some people who say yes, and there are some people who are concerned about chemistry, and there are some people who say we can get along with the guys that we have. There are some people who think that they will not get them, but they want them to get them. We put it on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Infinity Exteriors poll last week. But here is what Mark Advertisements said, right? A guy in the know, a guy who is actually holding the pocketbook, holding the wallet. Here's what he had to say this weekend. And since we don't have the audio of it, Joshy is going to do a dramatic rendition.
Second time today.
Mark Advertisements.
At least this one's not in cursive.
The first one went off without a hitch.
At least this one's not in cursive.
This is a question pertaining to the trade deadline, and Mark's answer was, quote, "The team is telling us pretty loudly that we should be trying to make it even better. Everything is on the table. At this point, you are paying for 1/3 of a season. The money doesn't come into it. It is the prospects. And Matt and his group will decide what prospects they're willing to let go of for what players. We have to be judicious, but we also have a chance to do some good things this year."
Gabe, your reaction to Mark Advertisements' comments where he appears to say, we're going to go for it.
Not surprising. They have added to this team most years in which they've been alive, right? Some moves have been bigger than others. Obviously, CC Sabathia is on everybody's mind, just went into the Hall of Fame yesterday, gave a shout out to Milwaukee, and obviously that's one that worked out. Mike Moustakas, another big one that happened to work out for the Milwaukee Brewers. And those are the bigger ones. There are some smaller ones, certainly. Last year, Aaron Savali was one of the guys they added at the deadline. The year before that, when they added Carlos Santana, Mark Canha, minor moves that, yeah, sure, I guess they made the team better, but not big moves like Eugenio Suarez. So this isn't shocking because it seems like he has always been an owner who's okay with adding that little bit of extra salary for 1/3 of the season at the end. He's always seemed like somebody who's cool with the rental as long as the front office, who he has always trusted, no matter who the general manager is, whether it's Doug Melvin, whether all the way now to Matt Arnold. So it's not shocking that he would say, yeah, if we can make it make sense from a prospect perspective, yeah, we're going to be aggressive.
And look, we don't want to sit here and be hyperbolic. We don't want to sit here and try to get people excited over something that might not happen. There's always a chance that the money doesn't work out, that the trade doesn't work out, that they cannot put a package together, or that there are other teams out there that make a better offer for this player. But Gabe, there was a development this weekend that makes things there you go, that makes things even more interesting and exciting. I know you're excited, so you had to get it in there. But how does that development make you feel when you think about the Brewers as contenders for this player?
When a team like the Yankees is out, like that makes me feel better because what we were worried about last week was there's not a lot of sellers out there. Not a lot of actual players that you can go, all right, this guy's going to make a big difference. I didn't want Ryan McMahon anyway. I didn't want Ryan McMahon as, well, we didn't get Eugenio Suarez, so let's go ahead and just go get Ryan McMahon because across the board, Caleb Durbin's been a better player than Ryan McMahon this year. Across the board. And especially when you put up some of those offensive numbers that McMahon is out in Colorado, it's just very disappointing. So the Yankees decided we're not going to wait around for Eugenio Suarez. We're going to go add this guy. So the Yankees are out. They already picked up a third baseman in this market. So that's one less team that you have to worry about getting into a bidding war with. And that helps. Because if you're going to be cautious and you want to make sure you've got a lot of good prospects and you want to, continue to grow that farm system, maybe now the price for Eugenio Suarez goes down because the Yankees are now out.
The only challenge, of course, is that the Yankees, obviously, theoretically being out now, it does still leave the Cubs. Mm-hmm. It does still leave the Reds, two teams in your division. I know that you feel very strongly that between the two, Cincinnati, here we come.
Yeah, I don't know.
If he doesn't
about the Reds.
if he doesn't land in Milwaukee, but there is this idea that the Cubs could go out there and try to make this move, pull the trigger on this, and that to me feels like it would be a loss for the Brewers twofold. We talk about this all the time when it comes to division opponents, trades, and movement and stuff like that. Sometimes you have addition by subtraction, and sometimes you have subtraction by addition. And in this case, the Cubs getting a player that the Brewers have been attached to, that the Brewers have been in conversations with. Again, nothing official. That would hurt. That would sting, especially as these two teams are expected to be dueling pretty heavily as the season goes on.
Go get them now. We don't have to wait. Why do we have to wait till Thursday? Unless the Diamondbacks are hoping that waiting all the way till Thursday just really drums up, a higher asking price because the deadline spur action. What would be better than driving to the ballpark today, game one of this 3-game series against the Cubs, and we get an announcement that the Brewers have made a move, and they've gone and gotten the biggest bats in this trade market.
You know how high I am about getting invited to these strangers' wedding?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Higher. To drive to the ballpark today, yeah, higher, because you know what? There's a momentum there associated with that. If we were to find out that the Brewers made this trade and added this bat, we just mentioned that means the Cubs don't get the guy. Mm-hmm. And then there's all the excitement about what he can do and the way he can amplify this lineup and all of the, oh my God. And the Miz is on the hill today. I don't think I could get higher about a game in the regular season if that were to take place this afternoon.
And it was late in games. I don't know how many people noticed. But at least the Brewers are experimenting a little bit right now with all their infield positions. Because Caleb Durbin, undoubtedly, especially after the start that he had, he's been a spark plug for this offense, especially the bottom part of that lineup. And there would be some tough conversations if you were to trade for Eugenio Suarez that you would hope that Durbin would understand. Hey, Caleb, we love you. You're a big part of our future. This guy's got 36 home runs. You got 6. Yeah, this is what we need in this lineup. But at the same time, on Friday, Caleb Durbin ended up playing shortstop for an inning. Now, that was because they were trying to get some pinch hitters in, and they wanted matchups, and then they took Ortiz out, who's obviously one of their offensive players who's struggling. Caleb Durbin played shortstop for an inning. Yesterday, same thing. Late in games, tight game, trying to get at bats, trying to get that right matchup to push runs across, and you end up pinch hitting for Ortiz again, and Bryce Terang ends up at shortstop. I don't think that those are accidents, right? I feel at this point that those moves are, hey, let's just throw him out there for an inning, see how he handles it. Let's just see what happens. And unfortunately, nothing really happened defensively for either one of those guys when they were at shortstop.
But even the confidence that Murph and company have in moving those guys around in games like that, I think you're right. I don't think you're picking up breadcrumbs here and trying to arbitrarily connect things. I think you're right that there's let's see how this experiment would go if in fact we have to go that direction.
And going back to Mike Moustakas, who we brought up, the Brewers switched him from third base to second base. They were willing to try different things because Travis Shaw that year was having a monster year at third base, but they still wanted another bat. Mike Moustakas willing to play second base. So, any one of those guys, whether it's Terang, whether it's Durbin, if they're willing to move around, the Brewers are going to find at-bats for everybody. Right? Everybody's still going to be able to, especially with, Bryce Terang, getting him a day off every now and then. Joey Ortiz, you still want him on the field at times because he is such a special defensive player. But rotating some guys in and out so you can add a bat like that, I think that the Brewers have shown that they are willing to be creative, and I think they would be able to figure out the solution to, hey, how do we still get everybody at bats?
The other side of this coin, of course, is if the Brewers do not pull the trigger, if they are not able to get this deal done, I don't want there to be a malaise. I don't want there to be a hangover. I don't want people to be disappointed and then go, well, guess we're riding with the guys that we have, because I am seeing it on the Carbless Talk and text line right now, 800-990-3776. I am seeing people who say, I like this team the way it's currently constructed. I don't want to mess with anything that has worked thus far. Dave from Aaron says, I don't think the Brewers need to make a splash. Roll with what we have at this point. Inevitably, the Cubs or Mets will pick someone up. Meanwhile, Chef Ed says, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I truly believe that they are going to win it all for Euchre with this crew. 800-990-3776. Again, the trade deadline is fast approaching, guys. So we will know within the next few days if the Brewers did, in fact, make this happen, make this move. I hope they will. I also think that they have a really talented roster. And there is a part of me, Gabe, and I know I haven't gotten into this very much, but there is a part of me that does believe that there is some element of Bob Uecker that is inspiring this group. You know, so many of them thought very highly of him, worked very closely with him. They always talk about the impact he had in that clubhouse, in that dugout. And there's a part of me that can't help but wonder if he isn't inspiring the performances we have seen in the first half of the season. 800-990-3776. Is that crazy? Is it crazy to think that Bob Uecker and his spirit and his impact on the club is sort of playing out this year with these guys playing at another level?
No. What, like an Angels in the outfield situation?
Well, I
That's
don't
what
think
we're
he's
talking
out
about
there. I don't think
Is
he's
that what
out
we're
there.
talking about right now?
I don't think he's out there, throwing balls over the wall for them. I think, but I do think that, like, there is a part of them that is like, win it for Uke. I don't know that they've said it. I haven't seen anybody out there being like, we're going to win it for Uke this year. But internally, I think there's a part of them that's like, we're going to win it for Uke this year.
I mean, again, if that's part of that, what's motivating, more power to them. I guess going back to some of the people, man, I really like this team. Yeah, I like this team too. You know what this team's missing? Power. You know what would have been really helpful against the Marlins? A couple more guys that could, or at least one more guy who could get the ball over the fence on a regular basis. It's just another element that they can add to the lineup for an already pretty successful team. Like, so many things would fall into place in this lineup if you had a big power bat in the middle of it. That's, again, I like this team too. I love what Caleb Durbin's been. I love how plucky and annoying this team is and how much it ticks off Cubs fans. But if you had just a big power bat in the middle of it, you can still do all those other things with a guy who's going to hit a bunch more dingers for you in the last 2 months.
Again, this conversation inspired by the comments from Mark Atanasio this weekend, where he basically said everything is on the table. It was an inspiring conversation. If you are one of these Brewers fans who thinks, I would really like to see my owner, I would really like to see my front office go out, make a splash move that improves this team and makes them even more formidable in the second half of the season. We'll take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Lots of stuff to still get to. Let us know your thoughts, because, again, we are just a few days away now from the trade deadline. And Gabe and I are saying, man, you want to really make an impact? You really want to make a splash? Go ahead and announce it. Go ahead and get that sucker done before the Cubs series starts today. The electricity and the energy and the optimism and excitement at AmFam Field would be through the, open roof. Roof will hopefully be open. It's hot. How was it open on Friday?
Yeah, Yeah, when it's hot, it's typically open. Because otherwise you're just like trapping everybody in there and just cooking all of the fans.
It's like a hot pot, like a steam pot.
Not great.
We'll take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Roll on right after this.
If you're looking to play some great golf, do what I did. Join a club, but not just any club, the Wisconsin Country Club. No assessments, no food and beverage minimums, just an incredible challenging course with top-tier amenities like tennis, pickleball, and a pool. I joined Wisconsin Country Club after looking at a couple different places because I do love the golf course. It's like playing some new golf course every single day. Greens are large but challenging, so it's not like you're playing the same golf course over and over and over again. I also really enjoy our practice facilities, our driving range, couple of different short game areas, of course the putting green, so I can work on my game when I don't have, enough time to play a full round or even 9 holes. So if this sounds like you and this is what you want to do what I did. Get started today at thewisconsincountryclub.com. It's just a fairway away.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Northbound 41, a little bit backed up, basically from Burleigh up into the Capitol Drive area. There is a broken down vehicle on the off-ramp to Capitol Drive from northbound 41, so be careful with that. Otherwise, everything else is looking pretty good. Check the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, a chance for morning showers, becoming sunny, very hot, very humid. A high of 90 with a heat index of 100 to 105 this afternoon. Tonight, chance of showers and storms, mostly cloudy and humid, a low of 72. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Turn those hoop dreams into reality with Precision Sports, your one-stop shop in southeastern Wisconsin for Mega Slam, Ironclad, and Dominator basketball hoop systems, installation of new or old hoops, and completely customizable painted court lines. PrecisionSportsOnline.com.
Kevin Moret here for Mentality. Life's a relentless competition, and you might be losing without even knowing it. With testosterone levels plummeting 25% in just 2 decades, you're likely operating at a fraction of your potential. Your kids sense it when you're too exhausted for playtime. Your wife notices when that spark fades. Here's the harsh truth. Without addressing low T, nothing works. Diets fail, workouts fall flat, but there's hope. Mentality's FDA-approved treatment restores testosterone by an average of 30%. Don't let low T rob you of life's precious moments. Start at mentalityhealth.com/radio.
Looking for localized banking solutions and a strategic partner? Fifth Third Bank has been shaping the future for businesses for 167 years and for the last 15 right here in Milwaukee. We offer industry-specific expertise, local decision-making, and extensive experience to help you navigate the ever-changing business landscape with your business in mind. At Fifth Third, we're big enough to provide sophisticated solutions and expert guidance, yet empowered to make local decisions and build strong community connections. Experience the commercial banking value only Fifth Third can deliver. Fifth Third Bank National Association. Custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
The Bog in Saukville is Ozaki County's best golf experience. 18 championship holes designed by legendary golfer Arnold Palmer cater to golfers of all skill levels. Settled amongst over 250 acres of beautiful private land, the Bog offers a truly unforgettable golf experience. Play the finest greens of Wisconsin, and after your round, have a signature cocktail while enjoying our Friday fish fry from the clubhouse overlooking the 18th green. It's time to golf, Wisconsin. It's time to enjoy the Bog.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious accident? It's free. Yes, free, as in it won't cost you anything to speak with us. There's never a fee until we win your case. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I mean, pumpkin seeds.
No, little suckers. They might be. What did you say before, Jen?
Sesame, but those are white.
No,
white.
these aren't white. No, this isn't on the outside. This is on the inside.
Seeds on the inside.
Oh, yeah. So you got some sort of
scrotum.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Look, I get it. I understand the sentiment if you believe that the Brewers are good as is. The proof is in the pudding. They've been good. They are good. Top of the division, top of the National League, good. I got questions rolling in, 800-990-3776. I got callers on the line who want to talk about how don't do anything crazy. Don't do anything that could mess up the good vibes that the Brewers already have. And then I have these questions, Gabe, and I want to know what you think about this. Does Rhys Hoskins coming back count as them adding a bat? That from Andrew in the 262.
I don't think so. Just because the way that Andrew Vaughn has played, and maybe Vaughn continues to play well. I can't imagine he's going to be playing this well because the way he's played in the first 12 games. if that were to extrapolate out, like literally would be one of the best players in all of baseball. But Vaughn's been really good. And the issue with Rhys Hoskins is he only plays first base. And I guess you can get creative with the DH spot, which I think they're trying to do as well. We saw Christian Yelich play in the field, something he has done only 11 times this year. Maybe he plays a little bit more outfield. But I think that they are better off adding a bat that can play the left side of the infield and then rotating through Ortiz, Durbin, Turang at the other two middle infield spots in order to really bolster this lineup, because you've already got somebody at first base.
Our friend Sophia Minert tweeted out this weekend, Andrew Vaughn has 14 RBI in 13 games with the Brewers, to your point about the breakneck speed, the breakneck pace that he has been on. And again, when they acquired him, I said, could he be the guy? Could he be the bat that you have been desiring? And it seems like he's been great. Nobody's going to take away from what Andrew Vaughn has been doing, but also, can you make it even stronger? Can you add even more? Yes, you'll have to give up prospects. Yes, you'll have to give something up to get it in return. But it sounds like, based on what Marco Atanasio is saying, Gabe, the finite element of the salary is appealing to him, as opposed to it being something that drags on and on and on and sort of is a uncapped cost.
They were in on Soto when Soto was getting traded. Now, they were obviously never going to give him the contract that Juan Soto eventually got, but when he was being shopped around as a rental, the Brewers were in. Again, they picked up CC Sabathia. That's the Mark Atanasio era. They went and got Mike Moustakas, who was one of the biggest bats, as part of that trade deadline. They have been willing to add salary for the last third of the season. Because, again, you're only paying a third of that salary. You feel like you're probably in a pretty good spot financially, and you're looking at this team and going, yeah, if we add that, maybe we go on a deep playoff run, and that helps mitigate it all as well. I think Mark has always been willing to sign players. Heck, they did this with Yasmani Grandal, who was a really good player, but wasn't getting the contract he wanted in terms of long-term. So the Brewers went, hey, we'll take advantage of that. We'll sign you to a one-year deal that's worth $18 million. Mark is willing to spend money in short amounts of time. He doesn't want to make the big, long investment, the 5, 6, 7-year contracts that we see in free agents, but he is more than willing to get those shorter-term deals and be aggressive when it comes to guys on the trade deadline.
There's a part of me that's confused by a certain segment of the fan base who, now that things are real and the Brewers are World Series contenders, we have some sort of remote regrets, some fear, something about when you become part of the big boy crew, when you are talked about with the Dodgers and all the big market teams, that makes Brewers fans want to pull back. And I can't quite figure out what that is, because if you want to be and compete against the big guys, you have to operate like them. You can't be cutting corners at every chance. And when you have the opportunity to get definitively better in a very real way and fill the biggest hole that this team has, this team doesn't have any really like holes that you look at, but when it comes to power, they're towards the bottom of the league. And being able to change that with the swing of a guy who's leading or was leading the NL in home runs, like, how do you not think this is probably the best opportunity the Brewers are going to have? This is the most real a World Series has been, and now you're getting cold feet?
Yelich has been great. Chourio is hotter than anybody on the planet right now. If they traded for Eugenio Suarez, he's instantly their best offensive player.
Yes.
Instantly. Like, not even close. When you're looking at all the different metrics in terms of OPS, how much this guy hits the ball out of the ballpark. And it's more than just that. He's also, he just hits for power, period. Like, the way that he would just really solidify and take away any questions you have about this lineup, it's a no-brainer if you can.
But I got to be honest with you guys. I'm coming at it from a negotiation standpoint. I actually like that the Brewers are coming in it from a position of power as well, right? Because think about how negotiations work, right? If you're desperate, that other team, that other organization, that other entity that you're negotiating with, they smell it, they know it, and they're going to go, oh, this Brewers team, man, just to your point, they've never been closer to a World Series. This is the piece that they are missing, and we've got the piece that they're missing. So you know what you do? You crank up that price. You try to get more. And the Brewers are, I don't think they're an organization that are going to be manipulated or they're going to be taken advantage of. So I like that they're actually coming in it from like a, hey, and I know I use this line all the time, But if it doesn't work out, we got the Meat Lovers pizza in the trunk, Tommy boy. You know, like, and again, I hear what you're saying. That
but
he
that
would
Meat
make it so
Lovers
much,
pizza never won you a championship.
But you cannot go into negotiations from a place of desperation.
No, but I'm willing to overpay right now.
But what I like is that the Brewers, if you're sitting across the table from the Arizona Diamondbacks, you can literally go, we have the best record in baseball, or had. We have the best record in the National League. We are tied with. So right now, you're in a very powerful position in negotiations. I don't want to put this out there into the universe, but if you drop a couple to the Cubs, things start to feel a little desperate. Things start to feel a little, oh crap, we really do need to. And then I don't think you're negotiating from as big a position of power. I don't think you have as much leverage across the table.
Again, if the price is too steep, I don't have any more faith in anyone in terms of Matt Arnold. Like they're not going to overpay. And if they do overpay, like somehow that's going to make me feel good. Like, oh, this is the guy that they were willing to spend a little bit more on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I actually like that sentiment. If they do overpay, it makes me feel good because there is a part of you that is like, yeah, we do think that we're that good. Yeah, we do think we can hang with the big boys. Yeah. Oh, Cubs, you're going to make a move. You're going to overspend. You're going to give up more prospects than you probably needed to. So are we. Yeah. It feels like you're on the same playing field all of a sudden, doesn't it?
Yes, and that's what I'm like. That's the main point I've been trying to make here is we're on the playing field of the Cubs, the Yankees, the Dodgers, the teams that go make big splash moves. And when it's in front of us, we're now pulling back, and I don't understand that. And to the negotiation thing here is the Diamondbacks don't give a damn who's good or who's not. They want the best package that they think is going to make their team better in the future. So if the Reds decide they're going to way overpay or fill in the blank of a team that no one really thinks is a World Series contender, they're going to look at it and go, good, I don't care. He could go play wherever. I want my team better. So you can't try and like outsmart them or big time them because they're just going to go, great, he's a Red again, or he's fill in the blank, or he's a Cub. They're just going to take the best package, and you have to be willing to part way with guys. Now, let's remember, because the way the Brewers fans have sort of constructed their lives is the next prospect is going to always be the best prospect. There was a time where sorry.
You are thinking of Keston Hiura.
Keston Hiura was like an untradeable asset. He can't even stick in the major leagues anymore. And people were like, I can't fathom trading that guy for somebody. The CC trade, did those guys ever end up being anybody? The Yelich trade.
They traded their best prospect for CC Sabathia.
Travis Hafner?
Matt Laporta.
That's it.
So Travis Hafner was an actual good player for the then Indians, but Matt Laporta was the big bat. Like he was, again, this was when people still traded their best prospect.
Well, I just remember conversations when it was like, gosh, can you imagine having Matt Laporta out there and Ryan Braun and Prince Fielder and all of this and
Matt
and then
Laporta
they were like,
stunk. All right, just straight up, absolutely stunk. The best player they got out of that deal was Michael Brantley, who was like a player to be named later. Like he was the last piece, like forgotten piece. Brantley actually ended up making an All-Star game or two for Cleveland, but Laporta was the big one, and he never worked out. And things have changed so much since 2008. It's not like the Brewers are going, man, are we gonna have to trade Jesus Mate? That's not even on the table. Teams don't trade their top prospects for rentals anymore. So that's where I'm like, yeah, who cares? Trade your seventh best prospect. Let's go get this guy.
I also want to bring one name in, and I think I sent you guys this. Monty Williams was part of the Christian Yelich trade. Do you know how old Monty Williams is right now?
I'm going to say Monty's 28.
He's 30.
Okay.
Do you know what he's doing with his time now?
He is an insurance broker.
He's playing college football.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. I forgot about that.
Arkansas, right?
That was one of the big prospects in the Christian Yelich trade, and the guy's a 30-year-old college football player. Like,
so sick.
We can't hold those guys to their value of, well, what are they going to be in the future? Are we going to give up too much? He might be a football player.
Just so you know, and I understand why you're bringing it to this conversation. I'm not going to disparage Mr. Williams because I will likely be doing a feature on him in the very near future.
I don't think anybody's disparaging anyone. No, I mean, we're disparaging his baseball career, certainly, like because now he's a 30-year-old college football player. But I think it's sick that he went back and he's playing college football. That is objectively awesome.
But what he's not doing is playing for the Brewers or the Marlins.
Another team, exactly.
Right.
800-990-3776. Lots of reaction rolling in. in. Will in the 262 says, if it takes overpaying to win a World Series, you should overpay every time. If they trade for Suarez, it ends up like is it Scope?
Jonathan Scope, yes.
Trade? Will you be upset or say, hey, I'm glad they tried?
I'm glad they tried.
Yes.
Like, you got to take these big swings. Like, again, everybody loves talking about Jonathan Scope. Like, that was also part of Mike Moustakas. Like,
Right.
that same trade year. Like, yeah, Scope didn't work out, and he was playing great for Baltimore before he came over, and it stunk that it didn't work out. And that's part of the risk. This might not work out if they go get Eugenio Suarez. But instead of just passively sitting back, like, try to go actively change what your fortunes are. Yeah, I can't imagine that Eugenio Suarez goes into the tank that much because of the track record that he also has of being a power guy, of somebody who can hit the ball out of the ballpark. But yeah, if it doesn't work out, it's going to be disappointing. But I want this team to go for it. I want to have that magic fun feeling for the last 2 months of, damn, look at this lineup.
800-990-3776. Let's go out to the phone lines. John in Milwaukee is on with us this morning. Good morning, John. How you feeling about your Milwaukee Brewers?
Hey, I would stay on the line. I'm not a gambler, but I'm familiar with gambler phrases. I'm with you guys. Scared money don't make money. You gotta get after this, right? I mean, these opportunities in a place like Milwaukee do not come across that often. If you have that opportunity, you can't look at yourself in the mirror later on and go, we should have gone for it, man, because you're not going to get that chance again.
Appreciate the call, John. Jeff weighing in saying signing Suarez would be like a Sabathia move. Go get him, Brewers. Mad City Brew weighing in on the YouTube stream saying no need to overpay for Suarez. He is also iffy at defense. It's not even a matter.
He's better than you think he is defensively. He's got a bad defensive reputation. He's been pretty good defensively this year. You're not going to sacrifice that much if he's playing third instead of Durbin.
So the only thing I will say is it's not a matter of, look, because again, speaking of just straight negotiations, how it goes when you go to the table and you're negotiating for something, yes, you're going to do much like they do in arbitration. Well, you're not that great at this, therefore, but it's not even a matter of that. It's a matter of who else is in the bidding war. What other teams are interested in ponying up a little bit more than maybe you want to? And Gabe is here on the record saying, pay a little more. Maybe overpay. Go get a guy because he believes that the addition will be that significant to the overall success of this team in the second half. We have to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. I am loving the passion. I am loving how into this everybody is. Keep the calls coming. 800-990-3776. We're talking Milwaukee Brewers. We're talking about Suarez. We're talking about the Cubs. And we're still going to debate whether or not it is a big series because I saw that the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel called it the most important week of the Brewers season. Do you agree? That's next.
Is your business ready to take the next step? At Fifth Third Commercial Bank, Wisconsin, our team of local experienced advisors is here to propel you forward. We understand your needs and offer an in-depth expertise, cutting-edge technology, and tailored solutions to streamline your cash collections, automate payments, and safeguard your assets with top-notch fraud mitigation tools. Yes, they have all those tools. They have great people to help you implement those tools. So contact Fifth Third, downtown Milwaukee today. Let's eliminate the non-value ad work so you can focus on what truly matters most. Growing your business. They want to help you do that. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN. Brew Tuesdays are back on July 29th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes!
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Chicago Cubs.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness. Third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Delta Dental of Wisconsin. Tune in July 29th at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check out your local listings to watch the game.
I'm living the life that I lived before I started having knee pain 10 years ago.
Meet Julie, a woman who makes the most of every moment in life. But over the last years, those moments were filled with agonizing pain until she discovered QC Kinetics.
Finally, the pain got so bad that people around me are like, oh, when are you getting your knee replaced? I was walking, hobbling. I listened to my last QC Kinetics commercial and I said, I'm done. I got to find out about this.
What Julie found out was that QC Kinetics treats pain associated with osteoarthritis with regenerative therapies, taking your body's own healing properties and concentrating them in the areas where you feel pain, helping heal and restore those damaged areas. No harmful steroids, surgery, or downtime.
It changed how I'm living. I'm able to do the things that I wasn't able to do for a long time.
Get back your life before the pain. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here, and The Pickler is coming to Menominee Falls with 9 indoor pickleball courts and unlimited play. Leagues, tournaments, clinics, all included in your membership. The club opens August 16th, but founder memberships are on sale right now at a discounted rate with 3 months free compared to the regular price. Head over to thepickler.com, click on the Menominee Falls page, and lock in your spot today. The Pickler, P-I-C-K-L-R, your home for pickleball.
Summer is here, and your taste buds deserve the best. Carbless is perfect for the pool, the lake, or hanging out by the fire. Full of flavor with 0 sugars, only 100 calories, and made with premium spirits. Don't just settle for something overly carbonated and those flavorless seltzers. Carbless has full flavor with every sip, not just a hint. So when you're ready to take a drink and ready to chill, Carbless is clean, crisp, and won't leave you feeling bloated. Find your bliss today at drinkcarbless.com.
Monica, we've got to hand it to you.
You and the design team have outdone yourselves.
Are you talking about the One collection?
Those rings say you are the one.
And they say it symbolically.
Describe the symbols.
Every ring in the One collection should be presented with a special ritual.
What would that ritual be?
You pick up her left hand and you place a kiss on her ring finger.
Rick, you never told me about that part.
Then you show her the tiny red diamond, flush mounted inside the ring, that will forever be in contact with her finger.
Why is it red?
Because that's when the giver says to the one, wherever you go, my heart goes with you.
I give you this kiss. I give you my heart.
The red diamond is a secret symbol of that sacred moment.
The center diamond on the outside of the ring is for the whole world to see.
But the tiny red created diamond inside the ring is only for the two of them.
The One collection of engagement rings is available exclusively at Kessler's.
To find the Kesslers nearest you,
visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Stay up to date on the Green and Gold all off season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee. Station updates, show clips, and your place to interact with us every single day just by scrolling through your feed. Follow along on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at ESPN Milwaukee. You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
I'm saying if we collectively, all the people in their cars, all the people listening on the YouTube stream, all the people listening this morning, if we all do it together, there's power in prayer, friends.
Yes, there is. Blessed be Father, for I played man.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Finding the right home is a journey. Let me tell you guys. Found a home, found a lake house. Talked to our realtors over at the We Sell group at Keller Williams. Said, I'd like to take a look at this house. I'd like to do a walkthrough. Guess what? Next day, sold to someone else. That's the market right now, man. It is moving very quickly, but fortunately, the guys at the We Sell group at Keller Williams understand that. They're not just about closing deals. They're about building relationships and helping us find the right fit. Maybe you're ready to move right now. Maybe you're just starting to look, or maybe you're thinking about selling. The We Sell group is on the journey with you every step of the way. Start your journey today at wesell.kw.com. That's wesell.kw.com. We will get to the Green Bay Packers in the second hour of the show, but Gabe, you were out at AmFam Field on Friday for the 25th anniversary of the ballpark. Still can't believe it's been 25 years. Place still looks good. They're looking good. They're getting some talks. They're getting some face. Whatever they're doing, it's working out well. Little spa treatments there on AmFam Field. How was the home run derby?
It was fantastic. It was a lot of fun. So many people stuck around. Like it was a sellout for the game on Friday afternoon, and I think 90% of people stuck around. It was unbelievable how jacked people were for this. Was a little disappointed in Prince. The velocity off the bat was probably as good as anybody. He just couldn't get the lift to get it up over the wall. But it was a ton of fun. We should have seen that Keon Broxton was going to win this thing. Like that's an oversight by us. That's an oversight by everybody I talked to being excited by the big names. Because Keon Broxton is 10 years younger than everybody. He's the closest to being removed from his playing career. Shockingly, that's the guy who ended up winning the alumni home run derby.
Not shockingly, actually. Yeah. Again, had we applied logic to the conversation on Friday when we were saying, who do we think will win the home run derby? We mentioned Ryan Braun. We mentioned Prince Fielder. We mentioned Corey Hart. Corey Hart, I believe, was the one that Broxton went up against. Is that how it went down?
So the way they ended up doing it is so they had the two teams. Whichever team won, then those five... Then it became an individual thing for those five. So there were 3 total rounds, and Broxton then won the individual portion after tying with, yes, at that point, Corey Hart, but then you went to the individual round to end up being the true champion.
I mean, Corey Hart, according to the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, ranks 12th on Milwaukee's all-time homers list. I think he should have gotten a little more love as well. Big body, long, just...
That's what I'm saying, but those long arms, like to get those bad boys going... He found a little bit of a groove, and he was one of the fun ones. The way that they had set it up. Ed Cedar was throwing the BP.
Love Eddie.
Eddie. Yeah, who doesn't love Eddie? But you can tell that Eddie's out of baseball too. He wasn't probably as sharp as he would have liked to be in terms of throwing some of the good dinger balls that these guys were looking for.
I just want to say this is one of the things I love about working with Gabe regularly, because whenever I feel like there's just a very kind way of saying something, he finds a kinder way. So what he's trying to say is Eddie's lost his fastball, but you said, Eddie's been out of the game for a while too, and that is just the nicest way of saying what I think everybody understands that you were saying. Do you think other teams will pick up on what the Brewers did and start implementing these type of reunion weekends, reunion games, getting some of the big boppers out there? Because it seems like it was a smashing success.
I think teams are going to see this, and the concession stand stayed open. So especially for this game, usually 7th inning, got to make sure you get all your stuff, last call, that sort of thing. They kept everything open because obviously people were sticking around, and I'm guessing teams are going to take note of that, and yes, have more events like this. Again, you can't do it every year because then it loses some of the luster behind it, but. I would not be surprised if more teams try to put something together like this, because what was also cool, not just this, but there were so many other players that were also there that were signing autographs before the game, and they brought everybody together. Before the game, they announced all the alumni that were there. They ran out to their positions, and they were on the field with the Brewers players at their respective position for the national anthem. So that was a nice, cool touch as well, where everybody got to cheer for everybody there. Guys like J.J. Hardy, who didn't participate in the home run derby. So, again, a lot of that was really, really cool, and I got to imagine teams are going to take note and try to take advantage as well.
It felt very star-studded, rather, even beyond the players who were on the field. J.J. Watt throwing out the first pitch, Nate Bargatze, the comedian, throwing out a first pitch. To me, it felt very big. And again, I still think it was a miss by ESPN not to be out there, not to have some presence out there for the 50 states in 50 days, because they, of course, were in Wisconsin on Friday, and they were up at Lambeau Field. Were you surprised at the response that Ryan Braun got, which was overwhelmingly supportive?
He's always had that support. But he got that support right after the scandal. It seems like Brewers fans have always had Ryan Braun's back, at least publicly. Maybe behind closed doors, maybe you say a disparaging thing or two about the guy taking steroids. But publicly, anytime he's been on that field, because he was also so active in the community. He would always do the turkeys around Thanksgiving when they would do that, with the local food banks here. So because Ryan Braun was ours, I feel like he's always had that support.
Yeah, and I think he he's proven to be bigger than that big mistake he made with throwing the person under the bus.
Well, listen, I think so. When I went to Chicago and was covering the Cubs and covering the White Sox, I always stood for Ryan Braun.
Yep.
And people were like, oh, what a bad dude. Understandable. I get it. But I still see sometimes in the talk and text line, I still see on the YouTube comments disparaging remarks about Ryan Braun. Not everyone has forgiven. I'm just throwing it out there.
Oh, yeah.
I definitely
And
see smatterings of it.
I don't expect to see everybody, but whenever he was on that field, I feel like Brewers fans have always supported him. Like, again, even coming off of everything that happened when it all eventually caught up to him, and then he had to serve that suspension in the early to mid 2010s. It feels like everybody always had his back. That everybody still, hey, we want this guy to be able to overcome this, and because he was a pillar in the community, he did.
Yeah, I truly think this is the first one we're going to see these, and these are going to start popping up everywhere. Just for, the social media reaction, all the major Twitter accounts, the MLB accounts, we're all sharing Prince Fielder's home run, some of the other guys too. It seemed to captivate the audience in a way that really delivered. So credit to the Brewers for pulling something off that I've never seen before. I wonder if you could grow this and sort of if you have a series, have maybe some of the opponents' players come in for it and do that. I don't know if the Cubs thing would work, but maybe against the Twins, something like that, where you have both fan bases kind of congregating at either or park. It just seemed like it was a really well executed plan and something that had people interested, even if Prince Fielder didn't hit 25 dingers like we all kept a little bit hoping.
One of the ones he got, though, Joshy.
Yeah, second decker.
Yeah. Halfway up the second deck.
He can put a ride in one. Yeah, still got it.
We got to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Still a ton of stuff to get to. I got this list in front of me, guys. Mark Murphy, by the way, passing the torch this weekend. Packers are still in training camp, and I still want to get to...
Oh, he finally stopped speaking?
Did you win that over-under, by the way?
I think I smashed it.
Was it set at 35?
I think we did 20.
No chance he was going left.
No. The house is going to go broke if we keep setting over-unders like that. Jen, Gabe, and Chewy rolls on.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Eastbound 94, we got your backups from about 76th Street all the way through the Stadium interchange to about 35th. The westbound side slowing down from about 25th Street all the way to about Mitchell Boulevard. Southbound 43 now seeing delays from Good Hope Road all the way down to about Silver Spring. Southbound 41 also from Good Hope Road down to Hamptons where you're seeing those delays. Northbound's backed up from Mayfair Road all the way up to Capitol Drive. Traffic is brought to you by Tsunami Express Car Wash. Drive a clean car every day. Tsunami Express Car Wash makes driving in style simple with unlimited washes for less than $1 a day. Get your first car wash free when you sign up online at tsunamiexpress.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, a chance for morning showers, becoming sunny, hot, very humid, a high of 90 with a heat index of 100 to 105 in the afternoon. And then tonight, a chance of showers and storms, mostly cloudy and humid, a low of 72. Weather is brought to you by Good Health Saunas. Get your in-home infrared sauna today. Learn more at goodhealthsaunas.com/Jen. And visit them at the Wisconsin State Fair Expo Center, July 31st through August 10th. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
We've all had those moments walking through the Expo Center at the Wisconsin State Fair and thought, ooh, that would be nice to have. Hey, this is Jen Latta from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy telling you that my purchase of an infrared sauna from Good Health Saunas is one of the best things I've ever bought, and it came at the State Fair. I can feel the extra energy and flexibility that I've gained from using my sauna, plus my skin and hair look better than ever. And with the amount that I travel, its detoxification benefits are totally worth it. Visit Good Health Saunas at the Wisconsin State Fair. Full product details are available at goodhealthsaunas.com.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Bruss talking about our friends at Road America, America's national park of speed. Get out of your house this summer and go to Road America, located conveniently between Green Bay and Milwaukee and Elkhart Lake. Come see a race at the legendary 4-mile, 14-turn road circuit that has hosted some of the best races since 1955. Motul Sports Car Grand Prix featuring IMSA is up next on July 30th through the 1st of August. Camp on site all weekend and enjoy free admission for kids 16 and under with a paying adult at the gate. Come for the experience and stay for the race. Get your tickets at roadamerica.com.
Gabe Neitzel here. Catch Jen, Gabe, and Chewy mornings 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
We learned that Jacob Monk, one of the Packers draft picks, has a cold water allergy.
I didn't realize it until now, but I think I have a cold water allergy. I don't like going in cold water, so maybe I'm allergic to that as well.
Oh my God! I'm sorry. I thought this was the baby's room. I'm really sorry.
Yeah, they said they weren't concerned, but did make the joke of, let's just make sure he doesn't go ice fishing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's probably wise.
Well, all men hate cold water because of shrinkage.
Well, ordinarily, I wouldn't mind, but...
But what?
Well, I just got back from swimming in the pool, and the water was cold.
You mean shrinkage?
Yes! Significant shrinkage.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamara. Here's Jen Latta.
Running her mouth, she wants to ride it, she's trying to hide it. I'm cool as ever, she's too excited. Her man look like he wanna fight, he ain't doing nothing but running his mouth.
Don't mind us just talking about Adam Sandler movies, his legacy and whatnot, as Happy Gilmore 2 hit Netflix this weekend, and there was a lot of reaction. I don't want to get into that right now. We are behind, and we need to get to some other stuff. I want to talk about the Green Bay Packers. We talked about how Mark Murphy passed the torch this weekend, and Joshy, yes, did win the bet because you said he would talk for more than, I think it was 30. I don't think we went 20. I think it was 30, if I remember correctly. I don't remember exactly, but we set the over-under at 30 minutes.
I think so. My confusion was Gabe told us at the Matt LaFleur press conference he spoke for 20 minutes before introducing him. We set it at 30 because I said he's going to revel in the moment. This is his final real chance to talk. And then he blew it past that by about 10 minutes.
Yeah, so he spoke for 40 minutes. Good for him, though. I mean, again, if you're going to...
he's going out.
Exactly.
I guarantee it was almost like a stand-up set. Dude's got jokes to tell, and you're going to hear them.
He probably had to cut some out of it, too. In fairness, though, we do, according to sources, there was a video showed, and he didn't exclusively talk about himself, but the main thrust of his 40 minutes before handing it off was about himself and his accomplishments.
So I want to talk about the Green Bay Packers. I want to talk about Matt LaFleur a little bit. So let's talk about it here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. It's sponsored by BetterHelp. Mental health is health. Visit BetterHelp.com/timeout for 10% off your first month of therapy. That's BetterHelp, H-E-L-P. You can find it at BetterHelp, H-E-L-P.com. So Matt LaFleur made the rounds this weekend. You probably saw it was a back to football or back together weekend, depending on who was branding this weekend. Matt LaFleur was on the NFL Network with Stacey Dales. And what I found interesting about this was she asked him point blank about Jordan Love. And he immediately went to the leadership of his quarterback, something that at times has been criticized or at the very least scrutinized. Take a listen.
Yeah, I think Jordan's really shown a ton of growth, and that's an area that we talked about in the offseason is just he's always had great ownership of what we're trying to get done out there. He understands why we're calling what we're calling and quite frankly, the responsibilities of all 11 involved. But to see the command that he's taken, not only of the offense, but of the entire football team is what we need.
To me, that's valuable. To me, I like that the head coach is isolating Jordan Love's leadership. Do I think it is the end-all, be-all, Gabe? No, I do not. There has to be an improvement in mechanics. There has to be an improvement in production. There needs to be an improvement in accuracy and some of those other things we have talked about with Jordan Love. But I think leadership, especially at the quarterback position, this is not breaking news. I'm not sitting here trying to act like I'm reinventing the wheel here. But to me, the coach isolating that and saying he has evolved in that space is a very good sign.
Yeah, you always want your quarterback to be your leader. And all good teams, all great quarterbacks were good leaders. That goes hand in hand. Now, there's also some mediocre quarterbacks who are good leaders. So it's a good thing that he is taking ownership to that, because that's a part of his growth and development that we probably haven't spent a lot of time on over the last 2 years. So the fact that he does fill that role is great, because that's what you need out of that position. now that you've got that and taken care of, okay, everything else that you talked about, production, footwork got away from him a little bit last year, being more consistent. Those are the other things that now he needs to accomplish in order to continue to grow what this team can be.
The other thing that struck me about that quote, and it continues after what Joshy clipped, was him listing some of the leaders of this team. Gabe, I want you to try to guess who Matt LaFleur listed as the guys who have emerged as leaders of this team. Some of them are very obvious, some of them not as much.
Xavier McKinney, Josh Jacobs, probably Kenny Clark, because, he's like the oldest man
So
ever.
far, you're 3 for 3.
How many more are there?
I don't remember exactly, but when you say their names, I'll know them. So maybe let's just say there's maybe 2 or 3 more.
I mean, Elton's probably on that list. Elton Jenkins.
He did say Elton Jenkins.
Who else leadership-wise? Did he put Quay Walker out there?
Holy crap, I thought there was no way you were going to get that one.
Well, but again, we scrutinized.
To be fair, Rashawn Gary was the other one. He was the leader.
Okay, all
Kenny
right.
Clark was the leader. And then he said Quay Walker. And that's why I brought it up, because I wanted to know what you thought about him saying Quay Walker. They're missing him, but he is a leader on this defense.
That's not surprising to me. While I have certainly been critical of his play, it's clear that they trust this guy. They give him the green dot. Like, he's the one who's responsible for taking the play call from Jeff Hafley and relaying that to everybody else. So based on him having the green dot and their reluctancy to put it on somebody like Xavier McKinney, to me, that screams, we trust this guy as a leader. So that's not surprising.
I was like, okay. Like, I think Quay Walker is a guy who people want to be a top-tier player in the league. They want him to be. They have seen flashes of brilliance. To your point, they obviously trust him because of the position they've put him in.
What's this thing with when you want to talk about you try to use the we. And you try to use the we shield.
The collective we?
Yeah.
I don't think I'm alone in wanting Quay Walker to take that
just
step.
Saying, own your Quay takes. That's all I'm asking.
I really like Quay Walker.
I know. Stand up for your man.
Well, again, I don't think I'm alone in that, but to your point, I'm perfectly capable of saying I want Quay Walker.
Here's
too.
how I'm going to approach this. If he's great, I'm going to use the we. If he's bad, I'm going to blame you.
Oh, man, that's just a great shield for yourself.
You know what I really appreciate is the transparency, right? I know what I'm getting into, right? I know how it's going to go down either way. And we need to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. You might remember me talking about the first time I saw a sauna at the Wisconsin State Fair. We've all had that moment walking through an expo center thinking, wow, that'd be nice to have. So I made it happen. And let me tell you, my infrared sauna from Good Health Saunas has been a total game changer. It helps with recovery after workouts. It gives me more energy, more flexibility. My skin looks better, and the detox benefits are huge. And look, I hear you. You're thinking, Jen, it's 85 degrees outside in Wisconsin right now. And it is. I got to be honest, I'd be hard-pressed to hop in my sauna today when I could just walk outside. But during the winter in Wisconsin, guys, there is nothing better than being able to step into your sauna, get all those detox benefits, get a little toasty, and know that I am doing great things for my long-term health. But you gotta buy now because they will be at the Wisconsin State Fair. And if you use goodhealthsaunas.com/Jen, Jen, you'll get $500 to $800 off your purchase. So now is the time to make it happen. It's goodhealthsaunas.com. Visit them at the Wisconsin State Fair, which is starting up, guys, this week.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Northbound on 41, we do have a crash on the off-ramp to Capitol Drive, so that's something to keep in mind. We've also got delays on the southbound side as you're making your way down from Appleton Avenue down to Capitol. We also have a crash on Highway 83 northbound at Sun Valley Drive. This is just south of I-94. The right lane of northbound 83 is blocked right now, so just watch out for that. Beyond that, we've got delays on eastbound 94 from about 76th Street through the Stadium interchange. Southbound 43 backing up just a bit, heading right past Silver Spring. Traffic is brought to you by Tsunami Express Car Wash. Drive a clean car every day. Tsunami Express Car Wash makes driving in style simple with unlimited washes for less than $1 a day. Get your first car wash free when you sign up online at tsunamiexpress.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, chance for morning showers, becoming sunny, hot, very humid, a high of 90 with a heat index of 100 to 105 this afternoon. Tonight, chance for showers and storms, mostly cloudy and humid, a low of 72. Weather is brought to you by Dickenschroff Heating and Cooling, now hiring HVAC installers and service technicians. Join a winning positive team culture that sets them apart. Apply today at dickenschroff.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Looking for the best spot to hang out at the Wisconsin State Fair? Head to Left's Miller Lite Sports Bar and Grill on the corner of Grandstand Avenue and 2nd Street. Enjoy the best music lineup at the fair, plus crowd favorites like French onion cheese curds and meatloaf and mashed bomb pops. Join the Taste Great Less Filling contest daily at 3 p.m. to win Brewers tickets, and don't miss the Miller Lite Toast from 5:30 to 7:15. Catch 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee broadcasting live on August 4th and 5th with chances to win swag, prizes, and more. For more details, visit lefts.com, and we'll see you at Left's Miller Lite Sports Bar and Grill.
This is Kevin Moret from Mentality. Every day is a silent competition, and with testosterone dropping 1% annually, you're fighting an uphill battle. Your colleagues notice when you lose your edge, your partner senses when your confidence wavers, and without addressing low T, you're set up to fail. No willpower can overcome this hormonal deficit. Mentality's FDA-approved treatments have shown a 30% increase in testosterone levels. Don't let low T define you. Reclaim your power at mentalityhealth.com/radio. That's mentalityhealth.com/radio.
Forget average. At Exterior Pros, they bring the heat. They're not here to meet standards. They're here to smash them. From the first swing of the hammer to the final reveal, they're leveling up your home with every window, every shingle, and every single detail. This isn't just a remodel. It's a glow-up for your house. Built tough, built beautiful, built to turn heads. Want in? Let's go. Lock in your project now and save $3,000. Exterior Pros, where bold meets built. Trust the pros and visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274.
It's Jason Wilde from Wilde & Tausch. Upgrade your industrial supply services with Lakeland Supply, your trusted ISO-certified partner for custom packaging, shipping supplies, janitorial, and safety supply solutions. With over 40 years of industry excellence, Lakeland Supply is a proven one-stop source with over 95% of their products made in the U.S., and they treat their customers like family. Personalized service with a national reach. That's what Lakeland Supply does. Visit lakelandsupply.com to discover how they can make your business better.
The open road is calling, and the ride begins at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. This July, you could burn rubber on a custom Harley-Davidson in the Fire Up Your Fantasy motorcycle giveaway. Play with your rewards card all July for entries. Thursday drawings for extra cash and reward play. Fire up your fantasy. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
For your next night out, revel in the fusion of artistry and flavor with Sushi at St. Kate, offering guests an elevated experience where freshness and creativity converge in every bite. St. Kate the Arts Hotel introduces an exciting new sushi menu to its culinary repertoire. Indulge in the finest seafood, freshest ingredients, and expert craftsmanship for an inspired and delectable dining journey. Experience the art of sushi at St. Kate and learn more at stkatearts.com.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
How are you feeling, big guy, about the MRI?
It's starting to hurt now. I think I have mental issues. I really do.
Well,
gonna have to clip that
yeah,
for me?
that's I mean,
hold on to it.
I know. I don't think there's anything wrong. It's just I think it's something in my brain's telling me
something is wrong, buddy.
On 94.5 ESPN.
We'll talk more about the series between the Brewers and Cubs getting underway at AmFam Field later today. I want to stay in Green Bay for just a few more minutes here. I think Matt LaFleur is speaking for all of us. And look, there's been a lot of talky talk over the last few days, right? Got all the guys. We got Matt LaFleur. We had Mark Murphy.
Spoiler alert. A lot more talky talk for the next month. That's what training camp
from
is.
Everybody up at 1265 and Ray Nitschke Field. But here is one thing that Matt LaFleur said that I'm pretty sure we can all agree on, Joshy.
Now we're talking about real football. These guys are still in their underwear out there, so you can get a better evaluation when these guys are on full pads and they're allowed to fit up on people and work those combinations. And certainly in the pass protection, we're trying to limit our pass rushers from bull rushing so you don't get a great evaluation on being able to anchor when you are starting to get pushed in the pocket. So, yeah, looking forward to tomorrow.
Yeah. You and me both, pal. You and me both. I think everybody's getting excited for these guys to get closer and closer to real football. Hell, the Hall of Fame game is not that far away, so we are fast approaching it. But as we continue talking about these guys and what they are doing up there as they knock the rust off, there has been a lot of optimism about Jordan Love, Gabe. People are excited about what he can do. They obviously recognize that he is the straw that stirs the Kool-Aid and that he needs to be better in order for this team to be better. You want to talk about broken record? It's something we've been saying since the end of last season, since they were bounced in the playoffs. So here is what Matt LaFleur had to say about Jordan Love's mobility now that he is healthy, 100% healthy.
He's been looking good, and that's part of playing that position. I think some guys are a little bit better at the pocket manipulation than others, but I think he's done a pretty good job. I think last year, I always look at the number of sacks guys take, and he has a good feel in the pocket and understands when he needs to use his legs to try to manipulate the pocket, or there's nowhere to go. Oh, shoot, where's my check down? And so I think he's done over the course of 2 years a pretty good job with that, whether he's got his legs or not.
Two things. I struggle, one, with sacks necessarily being a quarterback stat. I know that you can isolate when they are quote unquote on the quarterback versus when they are just a breakdown, when they are a breakdown in protection. Is this something though that you have focused on? Drive by. Is this something you have focused on with Jordan Love? Because we've talked about a lot of things when it comes to things that Jordan Love needs to be better at. We've talked about his footwork, as you have said. We have talked about his downfield accuracy. We have talked about, the unnecessary turnovers, flinging the ball away when you just need to kind of take that sack, to Matt LaFleur's point. Is this something, his mobility and sort of pocket awareness? Because I got to be honest with you, it wasn't on my radar as something that ooh, and that's another thing to add to the to-do list for Jordan Love.
I would just say his mobility, not necessarily his pocket awareness, but I know that's something that Chewy's talked about, like his mobility and escaping that pressure and then turning that into 5 yards, 10 yards while running the football. That's something that I'm keeping an eye on. Okay, is that mobility back? Does he have that confidence that he's going to be able to get out there and not have to worry about the injury? Because that is that's such a back-breaking play. When it looks like everything's covered up, they've called the perfect defense, and then you're able to slip out of a sack and pick up a first down when you pick up 7 yards on 3rd and 6, and you continue the drive. That's something that again, going back to the company that we want Jordan Love to be keeping at the upper echelon of quarterbacks, that's something that all those quarterbacks do at the top. From Mahomes to Burrow to Jalen Hurts, whoever you're putting in your top 5, that's something that they all can do. And that's something that Jordan Love, last year, the knee injury, again, I'm willing to excuse it. Going forward, this is something that he has to do if this team wants to reach the heights they want to reach.
This, to me, is a double-edged sword, okay? Yes, the numbers are glaring. Last year, 83 rushing yards in 15 games. Caveat, injury, right? We are all willing to say, well, those numbers are really low because he wasn't comfortable with the knee injury, escaping the pocket, trying to make plays with his legs. But to your point, when you talk about the top-tier quarterbacks in the league, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Jaden Daniels, they all show that type of mobility at another level. And it won't be every quarterback. It won't be all starting quarterbacks in the NFL. But if the top-tier guys have that added dimension, there's pressure for your guy to do that. But what if it's not second nature for him? What if it just isn't part of his games? I would say all of these guys, it has always been a part of who they are, from college all the way up. It really wasn't with Jordan. Is there an uneasiness with trying to add that element if it isn't part of his game already?
I guess just based on, I'm just looking for him to get back to what he was his first year as a starter. He's not going to be Lamar rushing for 900 yards, Josh Allen barreling over people and getting double-digit touchdowns. Yeah, that's not a part of who he is. But when you look at somebody, I would say more of that Patrick Mahomes type athlete, Aaron Rodgers in his prime type athlete, mean, Aaron wasn't barreling people over. He'd still have a couple of rushing, touchdowns a year and would have those plays that I was just talking about earlier. So I'm just looking for Jordan to get back to that, because running his first year, having 250 yards and 4 touchdowns, yeah, perfect. That's all you need, because that's once or twice a game you're getting those big runs of 7 yards to pick up a first down, 10 yards to pick up that first down on a critical second or third down. That's all I'm looking for Jordan. I don't expect him to get to 400 or 500 yards rushing.
I'm going to use me as an example here, Joshy, and I want you to respond to this. When we talk about being a radio host, a sports talk radio host, it would be really, really, really great if I, as the driver of this program, had the encyclopedic knowledge and history of the Packers, and as Gabe does. I don't. It's not a part of my repertoire. To sit there and force me to have that, I think would detract from some of the other things that I do well. So I guess that's my hesitancy with this emphasis on Jordan, mobility, making plays with his feet downfield. There's a part of me that is like, I don't want to force this guy to do that. I want him to just get really, really good at what he can be really, really good at.
See, yeah. I thought she was going to go a different direction. Yeah. I thought she was going to say, as the driver of the show, would it be nice if she stopped cursing on the radio? Yes, of course it would be. However, leopard can't change their spots.
That is not in my repertoire either.
I think your point is well made, and I think what LaFleur is talking about is less the break the pocket, run downfield, is the subtle movements within the pocket to extend your time or to maybe keep the play on schedule. So it's moving and manipulating the guys around you to then buy yourself time to complete the passes, to make the passes downfield. Because the one thing we've heard a lot of times with a lot of the issues that Jordan Love pops up with is getting off schedule. And that's something that happens when you aren't using those guys. Aaron Rodgers was incredible at this. A slight move to the left opened up a lane to the right for him to buy time and find a guy like crossing across the field. And I think that's what they're talking about. And I think that's what Jordan Love felt less comfortable with throughout the season, of making a quick move, a sudden move, and kind of just bouncing to your left, bouncing to your right, forward, backwards, to extend your time to then find the open pass.
And that comes down to the confidence in the knee.
Yes.
Because, again, there's a lot of traffic, a lot of legs in that pocket that you're trying to navigate this tight space. So having the confidence in the knee should be able to help him do that. I mean, there are a couple of examples of Jordan Love throws last year where he is able to shift and swivel his hips to get to a platform where he can make a really good throw. So he's got some of that already in there. Like a lot of the highlight throws that you remember from Jordan over the first 2 years, he has the ability to do that. But again, it's just like anything else that we've seen out of him. Can he do it more consistently?
Right.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking online, right, and you just search a keyword like Jordan Love's pocket presence or Jordan Love's pocket movement, and you get articles from 2024. Over a year ago, Jordan Love working on pocket presence. Jordan Love trying to improve his pocket movement this offseason. This has been a work in progress now for over a year. You could make the argument since he has been the starter of the Green Bay Packers, this is something they want him to work on. How do you create a space or an environment where he can actually have the game-like reps to work on this thing, which, as we have all seen, breaks down more as the season goes on, as the pressure goes up, right? That's what we're talking about, the cool under pressure, calm under pressure. How do the Packers create a space, reps, where he can duplicate that? That's the hard thing to me.
I think it's just playing more. And I don't think what we're talking about here and the subtleties of it, and it's hard for us to recognize as the average fan what Aaron Rodgers was doing when he made a slight move to the left and cleared a guy and opened up a passing lane. I think it's just simple. First, you have to be comfortable in your abilities and the people around you, and then it's just battle tested. How many times have you seen this situation where you've been able to then function? Because watch Aaron Rodgers, and of course he has the rolling out, slinging the ball down the field.
But you're right. It's
plenty of things. He makes like a 6-inch move to the left and then fires the ball across his body, and it's like, that's not a throw that other guys are making. And it's like an inherent skill that you just get better at.
It's a feel thing, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I don't think, Josh, you're saying, hey, play him more in the preseason. It's just this is going to be something that he has to just
and
deal with and grow with as he plays in the regular
season. And I think
season.
the reason that the injuries get brought up within that is because they felt that growth stalled or maybe even took a step backwards.
Yes, 100%.
Yes.
Because he was hesitant to even be making those small movements at the risk of re-injuring or further injuring the knee. So you're just like, you're a little bit locked in back there.
Right. And I think even just the simple, I don't know if I physically can, if my body will respond in the way I hope it would because I have this nagging groin or this knee issue that's currently kind of prohibiting me from making the movements as I normally would.
Yeah, so for all the things we keep talking about with Jordan Love, obviously Matt LaFleur and company are watching for those subtle improvements, that evolution of him as a passer from the pocket. And it isn't just your accuracy downfield. To your guys' point, it is how do you manipulate the people around you and give your offense just that split second longer for the play to continue developing, for a guy to get open so that you can move the chains. 800-990-3776 if you want to weigh in on the improvements that the Packers are looking for from Jordan Love. Got to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, but the open road is calling your name, and the ride begins at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. This July, which is almost over, by the way, so you're running out of time here. You could burn some major rubber on a custom Harley-Davidson of your dreams in the Fire Up Your Fantasy motorcycle giveaway. Just play with your rewards card all July for entries. Fire Up Your Fantasy is only available at Potawatomi. More information is available online. Must be 21 years old and a rewards member to play.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
We do have an accident now on Highway 83 northbound, just before you get to I-94, right about at Sun Valley Drive. We got the right lane blocked with a crash, so careful with that. The freeway's looking okay past that point. We do have northbound 41 right about at Capitol Drive with a crash on 41 northbound, so careful with that. It is off on the right shoulder. On the southbound side, we got backups from Good Hope Road down to Capitol Drive. Eastbound 94, watch for delays from just before Hawley Road all the way to about 35th Street. Traffic is brought to you by the Neal Group, that John Neal and his team know how to minimize your taxes to keep more money in your pocket. Visit nealgroup.net to learn more. That's nealgroup.net. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, a chance for morning showers, becoming sunny, hot, very humid, a high of 90 with a heat index of 100 to 105 in the afternoon. Tonight, chance for showers and storms, mostly cloudy and humid, a low of 72. Weather is brought to you by Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin's Road America. Next race is July 31st through August 3rd. Get your tickets today and check out the full season schedule at roadamerica.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
It's Jen Latta from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. For me and my family, finding the perfect home is a journey, but we don't walk it alone. With the We Sell Group, Rob and Nick aren't just real estate agents, they're part of our family's team. They bring us options, perspective, and peace of mind. While they navigate the market, I can stay focused on all that life has in store. Because at the We Sell Group, it's not just about the home, it's about the people and the path it takes to get there. The We Sell Group, more than agents, part of your journey. Get started with Rob and Nick at wesell.kw.com.
This is an ad by BetterHelp.
Workplace stress is now a leading cause of declining mental health, with 61% of the global workforce feeling it more than ever. You can't escape work, but you can take small steps to take care of yourself. A walk, some sun, a favorite song, and therapy. Ongoing support to build resilience for whatever your day throws at you. Balance is tough, but getting help shouldn't be. Visit BetterHelp.com/timeout today for 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/timeout.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here, and The Pickler is coming to Menominee Falls with 9 indoor pickleball courts and unlimited play. Leagues, tournaments, clinics, all included in your membership. The club opens August 16th, but founder memberships are on sale right now at a discounted rate with 3 months free compared to the regular price. Head over to thepickler.com, click on the Menominee Falls page, and lock in your spot today. The Pickler, Pickler, your home for pickleball.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Looking for a totally rad flavor adventure, brochachos? Look no further than Surfer Boy Pizza as seen in Stranger Things. Each mouth-watering variety contains rich tomato sauce, delicious mozzarella cheese, and a gnarly range of toppings. The crust is crispy on the outside and airy on the inside. You'll think it was hand-tossed by the Surfer Boy Pizza dudes themselves. Look for it in the freezer aisle at your local store and buckle up your taste buds with Surfer Boy Pizza.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Jen, has college football gotten a little sleazy? Where you can recruit a little? No, I'm saying from the standpoint, it used to be. That was good.
On 94.5 ESPN.
I'm not saying it's your fault, although you could have done more. Oh, you're so
The Behind the Bucks podcast is on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. It's presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Behind the Bucks brings you exclusive access and untold stories about the greatest stars and moments in Bucks history. So go behind the scenes of Giannis's Emmy-nominated documentary, hear about the true origins of Bucks in Six culture, and so much more. You can find Behind the Bucks on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get your podcasts. Behind the Bucks, presented by Gallagher.
She knows that I'm not fond of asking. True or false, baby.
Oh, Brewers-Cubs, huh? Brewers taking on the Cubs. Cubs in Milwaukee. Listen, Brewers fans, you better make that place a hostile, raucous environment, okay? Gabe was out there this weekend. He saw what you can do when you're getting behind the home run derby and the alumni and all of that stuff. You need to make this place as raucous as possible, as uninviting as possible for the Cubs fans. Everything within reason and everything legal, of course. Don't do anything illegal. Don't do anything stupid. But make it a home field advantage for your Milwaukee Brewers this weekend. Gabe, when we last talked about the Brewers and the Cubs, you were saying it's not a big series because it's in June. It was June the last time we met. Now it is the end of July. I mean, I can sniff August. We're so close to August now. Would you consider this a big series?
In retrospect, it can only be a big series if one of these two teams sweeps. But the more likely outcome is that one team wins 2 out of the 3. And then it's still just a 1-game difference. So it's a series, I would compare it to the Packers opening up the season with Detroit. Like, you would love to win that game. But it's the beginning of the season. If you lose that game against Detroit, okay, you're 1 game behind the Lions. Still plenty of time. You have the rest of the season in the NFL to make up for it. Again, if you sweep and put that 3-game difference between you, whether the Brewers sweep or the Cubs sweep, it becomes bigger. But the more likely outcome is one team wins 2 out of 3, is 1 game ahead, and then you're easily could be just as equal the following day, right? So that doesn't mean we shouldn't be filling AmFam Field tonight, tomorrow night, Wednesday afternoon. That doesn't mean you can't be excited. I'm pumped. My wife is from Chicago, grew up in the city. She's never been to a Brewers-Cubs game. We're going tonight. I'm going to be there on Wednesday. So I'm going to 2 out of 3. I'm pumped. I'm excited because I want to see the Brewers play the Cubs. But I just don't want to tie in like, oh, it's such a big series and everything's riding on this outcome, because it's not. There's still so much more damn baseball left. And heck, after this series, both these teams could look radically different depending on what happens on Thursday with the trade deadline. So it's going to be a fun series. It should be an electric atmosphere. But unless one of these two teams sweeps, that's the only real significant outcome out of this series.
So what if I told you that according to ESPN's projection, when you compare the remaining schedule, the second half schedule of the Chicago Cubs and the Milwaukee Brewers, the Brewers face a tougher average opponent than Chicago does the rest of the way. Now, again, it's not the end-all, be-all, but it does feel like you got to make hay, right? It does feel like if the Cubs are going to have an easier schedule, fourth easiest, according to this ESPN projection, fourth easiest in Major League Baseball. Meanwhile, the Brewers have the 16th easiest, so middle of the field, right? When you think about 30 teams in Major League Baseball. That, to me, feels like this is a golden opportunity that I would hope that you take full advantage of. And I understand your point about 2 out of 3 versus sweeping a series, all of that stuff. But to me, that makes it a little bit bigger because you have a tougher path in front of you, theoretically, according to the way that this schedule is working out and strength of schedule is working out, than the Cubs do in the second half of the season.
Strength of schedule means absolutely nothing to me in baseball because it's such a random and dumb sport. The Brewers literally won all 6 against the Los Angeles Dodgers, who are a great team. They're going to be one of the teams that make the playoffs. They're going to be there at the end. They just lost 2 out of 3 to the Marlins, right? So a lot of times it's who are you facing, who's injured, how hot are they at the time. That's what it comes down to in baseball, not necessarily what their record is. It's how well are they playing at the time. So I guess I don't care that much about the strength of schedule. Now, the head-to-head tiebreaker is certainly a thing. If these two teams are going to be this close the rest of the way, there's no game 163 anymore. With the addition of the more wild card teams, they got rid of that. So winning the division, I keep saying this when it comes to Brewers, winning the division is just so damn important to me. I want to avoid that wild card round like the plague. I do not want to be in that 3-game wild card round, even if it is at AmFam Field, because we saw how close they were to getting out of that and ultimately didn't a year ago. Being able to get it by and be able to play in that in the DS, and you don't have to worry about playing 3 games against a lesser opponent. I would love to be in that position. So the division does mean a little bit more. And right now the Cubs have that tiebreaker. There's 8 games left. 3, this one, and then the 5-game series they have against the Cubs.
And that should be the goal by the end of the season, by the way, is to win the head-to-head so that you aren't behind the 8 ball when it comes to that tiebreaker. Just to give you a little more context, loyal listeners, the Cubs have more games versus sub-500 teams remaining. The Cubs have more remaining home games than the Brewers. The Cubs have fewer playoff-caliber opponents on their remaining schedule. And the Brewers have fewer days off in the second half of the season than the Cubs do. And they have a tougher September slate. So the verdict is that the Brewers do have a tougher row to hoe than the Cubs. For that reason, Joshy, it takes on a little added importance, this 3-game series at AmFam Field, for me.
Yeah, I think any Cubs series is significant in differing ways. I feel like it means a little bit more to the fan bases because they are battling back and forth, trying to, once the Brewers became serious contenders and they did take over and have the best record, it means a little bit more because there has been the back and forth. I think in practicality or in like any actuality, anything, as Gabe said, other than a sweep really isn't going to make a big difference. You still have 5 remaining games to play against them. It's almost like the bragging rights and the weekend. I mean, the teams are tied. So the winner of this series comes out ahead and leaves this series
feeling a little bit better.
Right, with the lead in the NL Central. There's plenty of games to play, plenty left to have there. The tiebreaker's huge, but that tiebreaker isn't going to be determined until that 5-game series.
Yeah. Gabe, do we need to do the friendly reminder, again, PSAs here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, we were big on PSAs, that Jacob Misiorowski is the long game. Jacob Misiorowski may not be able to go to the defense. Jacob Misiorowski may have a perfect game or a no-hitter going against Cubs. God willing, goodness gracious, could we please let that happen?
Do we have anything wood in here?
And yet,
do we just keep one of my wood bats in here?
Where Chewy usually knocks on his crotch, which is wholly inappropriate, but still, it works. There is a chance that he will be pulled before you want him to be pulled in what will be perceived as a very big game / series. Can we just woo-saw our way through that again as Brewers fans?
Hoping that it's 5 or 6 tonight. If you get 5 innings out of Jacob Misiorowski in any start, like 5+, I think it's a huge win. Hey, try to just get 5 innings out of the young kid, and everything on top of that just ends up being gravy. I think that's a good mentality to have. Now, last time he only went 3 1/3. A lot of deep counts, so you have to factor that in as well. What's the pitch count going to be? I mean, he's not going to get He's not going to go up over 100 pitches. You know, he's probably going to get pulled tonight anywhere between 80 and 90 pitches. And you're hoping that's enough to get him through 5.
I will check during the break what the Potawatomi Sportsbook has for his strikeouts, because I have been able to cash in every time this young man has made a start. And I have a feeling the Potawatomi Sportsbook and the other sportsbooks out there are sort of onto us. They're onto us at this point. I feel like they're going to keep...
I'm surprised you already don't know.
It's a good point by you.
Surprise.
Hey, it's Monday, all right? I'm easing my way into the week, all right?
You knew you're going to be down here, so then after the show, pop over there, throw the bets down.
That's the best thing about being downtown here is the proximity to Potawatomi when Jacob Mizorowski is on the hill at AmFam Field. We'll get into that when we come back here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Stick around.
Doesn't matter what age you are, low testosterone can be an issue with any guy. That's where my friends at Mentality come in. Local healthcare facility specifically dedicated to helping men feel and perform at their very best. Okay, that sounds great, but what does it actually mean? Are you tired? If you're groggy, just don't feel like yourself. Don't have that energy, which, by the way, described me a couple of years ago. I thought it was because I'm getting older, doing a morning show, getting up earlier, just don't have the energy later in the day. Turns out I was wrong. It was because I had low testosterone. And I found out because I went through the process with Mentality. LowTUSA.com is the website you go to. Set up an appointment, go through the process. At the end, you get a blood panel done. Within a week, you get your results back. And if your testosterone levels are low, Mentality will come up with a customized testosterone treatment plan just for you. That's right, a customized treatment plan, which means I go back every 12 to 13 weeks. They check on my levels, get another blood panel done, make sure that everything is where it needs to be. And if it's not, they'll adjust the dosages appropriately so my testosterone levels are where they should be. So what are you waiting for? Go to lowtusa.com. Mentality allows treatment to fit into every guy's lifestyle. Find out more about Mentality and their low testosterone treatments at lowtusa.com.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN. On this show, it's always football season.
Those 3 corners. Keyshawn Nixon has to prove that he's a CB1. Nate Hobbs has to prove that he's a full-time player. Right. And Carrington Valentine has to prove he's more than a really good story.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
If those guys play like we've seen them play, but they do it on a far more consistent basis, I can see them in an NFC championship.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
It's WTMJ's Debbie Lazaga for Comfort Awnings. This summer, I'm getting relief from the hot sun whenever I need it with my motorized retractable awning from Comfort Awnings. Sensors are also available that detect strong wind and rain to extend or retract your awning. They even protect against UV radiation so you can safely enjoy the outdoors all summer long. Family owned and located in Burlington, Comfort Awnings expertly installs custom awnings that fit your home and style. Right now, you can receive $250 off all awnings and screens. Call 414-AWNINGS or visit comfortawnings.com.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want to boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
At Progressive, we understand the bond you have with your boat. It's why people name theirs.
I named my boat Sure Don't. Get it? The other day when my friend said, "Hey Larry, you want to head back in? It looks like it might rain." I said, "Sure don't." I guess they didn't get it because they didn't laugh.
Whatever you call your boat, protect it by insuring it with Progressive, America's #1 boat insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. #1 rating based on boat market share data from refilings.com.
Your business is HVAC. You want to grow that business while providing the very best in service. Instead, you're struggling under a pile of administrative tasks. Service Titan is here to help with our all-in-one solution for the trades. We've made managing all of your business needs, from scheduling to invoicing, easier than ever.
Service Titan, giving you the time and the tools you need to keep your company running smoothly. Learn how Service Titan helps manage your business at servicetitan.com.
We've all had those moments walking through the Expo Center at the Wisconsin State Fair and thought, ooh, that would be nice to have. Hey, this is Jen Latta from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy telling you that my purchase of an infrared sauna from Good Health Saunas is one of the best things I've ever bought, and it came at the State Fair. I can feel the extra energy and flexibility that I've gained from using my sauna, plus my skin and hair look better than ever. And with the amount that I travel, its detoxification benefits are totally worth it. Visit Good Health Saunas at the Wisconsin State Fair. Full product details are available at goodhealthsaunas.com.
Hey, it's Kyle Walsh. You know owning a home is one of the best investments you can make, but keeping it comfortable, energy efficient, and looking great, that takes a little extra work. But this summer, Universal Windows Direct is making it easy to finally tackle that project with an offer you can't pass up. Right now, you get to choose your offer. Pick the one that works for you. Payments as low as $99 a month or 12 months with no payments and no interest. Call 414-410-2000 or go to universalwindowsdirect.com.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
How much will Angie let you grow a beard?
I would say for 3 months I have to keep a beard if I lose.
Okay, and Angie would allow you to have a beard for 3 months.
She doesn't run my life. Drop that.
Yeah.
On 94.5 ESPN.
This is an ad by BetterHelp. Workplace stress is now one of the top causes of declining mental health, with 61% of the global workforce experiencing higher than normal levels of stress. And look, you can take a vacation or you can do a holiday, but it isn't a long-term solution to that workplace stress. Therapy, however, can be. And that's why I've partnered with BetterHelp, because I want people to be able to have access to therapy, because I know the impact it has had on me and my life in overcoming some of my challenges. They've got more than 30,000 therapists, and they have a 4.9 rating out of 5 based on 7 million client reviews. So go to BetterHelp, HELP.com/timeout and get 10% off your first month at BetterHelp.com, because we are all better with help. Chewy's back in studio tomorrow. Got a lot of fun stuff to chat with him about. Enjoy Brewers-Cubs, ladies and gentlemen. Get loud out there at AmFam Field. We'll be back with you again tomorrow.
Southbound on 41, we've got some backups coming in from Good Hope Road all the way down to Capitol Drive north.